This is a tutorial on how to make a tank. This is going to be the finished product, but I will show how to make it. Okay, so first you're going to want to start off with a piece of coal block that is this big, 2 blocks long, half a block tall. Oh wait, 2 studs wide, 1 stud tall, and 4 studs across, like that. Next, you're going to want to use the trowel tool, clone this, go to rotation, turn it to 35, then you're going to want to turn it to 5, oh wait, not this one. This one you're going to want to keep like at 1 for now. Okay, once that's like that, you're going to duplicate this again. You're going to want to turn your rotation tool to 5, then just do this until it's straight up. Now just to make it easier to build the tracks, you want to make that one shorter, clone it up, clone it to the back, delete this, delete that. This really just makes it easier. Okay. Okay, so now I'm gonna start working on the body of the tank. Mm, Let me check how it's done real quick. Okay. So you're gonna want to place a block of metal on there until it's just barely over it. The same with the back. Okay. Now, pretty sure you know make that 3 up and down, making this shorter just so it's easier to clone later. You're gonna want to turn your rotation tool to 15. Rotate that like that. Delete this. Go to your trowel tool. Turn it to clone. Do that. Just put that backwards. Hmm. That's supposed to be. it's supposed to look like this. 3 wide, 2 high, and 6 long, for now at least. Once you have it looking like this, you want to clone this. Oops, there we go. You want to clone it, that part. Now, to get this part like this, you're going to want to go to the clone tool, clone it down, and to the front, select both of the parts you just cloned, then rotate it. And whenever you're rotating, you always want to use the blue side. But I find that whenever I'm building, it doesn't really matter. I'm pretty sure like the blue side is the only one that's like specific and can actually go back to what it rotated previously, and the green and red side can't do that. Pretty sure, but I don't build like super small details, so it usually all works out. Next, you're going to want to clone this up, back into the up. Rotating this. Wait a minute. What's the angle on this? The angle is 2. The angle on this should be 30, I'm pretty sure. Okay, so now once you get that part there, you're gonna want to. Actually, let me show you how big this part is, just so you know. I know it can be confusing sometimes, so whenever I'm making my tutorials, I want to be specific about this type of stuff. You want it to be that big and like that. Remember, this is a 30-degree angle, and this is, I'm pretty sure, like a 15-degree angle. You can watch the video back. There. Okay, so next, you want to get it that big. You're going to want to rotate that 2 times again. Delete this. Clone that there. Make sure that's 4. Clone this back and up again. Select the ones you just cloned. rotate them, and now you want to change your scale tool to 0.2, just so you don't overdo it when you're in one. Keep scaling. There. And you will notice there's like a little line in there. If you want to fix that, just make your scale tool tiny and try to fix it with 0.1. There's a little bit of a mistake there, but it's so small nobody will notice if you um, choose to leave it like that. But if you really want it to be perfect, you could probably mess around with um, zero movement to make sure it's like perfect. But these are the measurements for this block of metal. Next, you're gonna want. We've been making half of the thing. Simple solution is just clone it. There we go. Now I'm going to be going over the barrel and place where you sit. Delete one of these halves. Turn your scale tool back to 1 and just fill it in. It's just so you can place the blocks for this easier because having two separate pieces might mess it up. You're going to want to make this a 45-degree angle. So to make that easier, just use 45 degrees. You don't have to mess around with 15. Okay, now you should have something like this. You're going to want to take your scale tool, make sure that 1 and also 1. Then select all 3 of these parts, clone them, select all 6 of those parts, clone them. Now you're going to want to delete these. Be careful since these are tiny pieces. Resize them back up. Okay, now you have your nice little area where you're going to sit in. Place your chair down. Oops, that's not supposed to happen. This isn't for the tutorial, it's just because a mistake happened. Sorry about that. In the tank tutorial, you won't really need one of these. It's just if something goes wrong. And if it does, you can always just replace it down. That should fix the issue. You're gonna want to take your block, rotate it 45 degrees. Okay. Now, once you have your rotated block, you're gonna want to change your scale tool to 0.2. You're gonna want to um, make it tiny about these measurements on this specific block until you can see that it just barely doesn't touch the corners. then you're going to want to turn match rotation on for this one. You're going to place 2 rods, then go back to gold blocks. Make it tiny until you just can barely see the edges of the rods. And just so this cannon doesn't fall off, because I've had this happen to me, it's kind of annoying. If the cannon barrel does fall off on you while you're trying to use the tank, the simple solution I found was just ever so slightly make some of this barrel go into this part. Should fix your issue. You're gonna want to turn match rotation off. This is very important. Then you want to place a cannon there. And if you want a stronger cannon, let me show you how to do that. You're gonna want to turn your movement to like 20. It just makes it easier. Then you're gonna clone it again, then put the cannon back into that cannon, clone it, put it back in, and basically just continue cloning it and putting it back in until you run out of cannons or you think it's powerful enough. More cannons, more powerful, basically. That's 5 cannons, so that should be like pretty powerful. And you want to be very careful here. You want to move this back like 0.5. It's just so the cannons don't fall off of the tank, since I have had that happen to me. And if 0.5 isn't enough, try moving it 1. That should definitely fix it. And just so you're not constantly messing up the cannons, you want to turn the aim off on them. Then, once you have your cannons, you want to make them invisible. It's just so you don't see them. You can have them visible, but yeah, it look bad. Then have your wheels. I'm just gonna delete this one real quick because there might be some connection issues. For you, nothing wrong should happen with the chair connecting to the wheels since you're only building one, but I had an extra tank right there just so I could see it. You want to place your wheels. And a little trick to make it drive better, like basically just make it drive more smooth. Select all, or actually not, don't select all 4 of the wheels. Select 2 of the wheels on each side. Then the minimum distance you have to move it out is 0.2. That essentially just means these wheels, when turning like this, don't bump into the treads because that might happen and it's annoying. So just move it out 0.2. That's the minimum distance you need. Move it out 2. Now, of course, just for looks, turn it invisible. And if you want a slow tank, you can manually make that slower, but you don't need to. You can have a fast tank. So there we go. That's a nice speed. And this is the tank finished. I hope you found some use out of this tutorial and that you like it. And I'm leaving the metal parts of this tank colorless because, well, that's for you to decide what color you want. But if you want my opinion on it, you should go to the paint tool and select this green. It looks something like that. It's a good color. That's why I think you should use it. But you can use any color you want. Black. Oh wait, wrong color. Like black, or white, or red. mean, at the end of the day, it's your tank that you're making, so you